Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate everyone, the ones that are returning and the ones that are new here. Welcome. I do appreciate all the support, all of the love that you guys are showing. I do appreciate any little gesture that you guys show. I truly do appreciate it. So today's topic, we're going to be talking about being process oriented versus outcome oriented. For like maybe the last month or so, I've been struggling with just being disappointed in not getting the results, or not really seeing the results that I kind of want to see. And honestly, I allowed that to get me off track and basically just derail me. And I really just kind of came to the realization that I have been getting discouraged and disappointed because I'm not seeing the results that I want to see, because I am more so outcome oriented. So being outcome oriented and not just enjoying the process, basically, just being more so focused on the results and only doing things specifically for the results, not really taking the time to just be grateful for the journey. Okay, so for me, for example, I have been struggling with things not going as fast as I would like them to. And so that, for all of us, that can be like really discouraging, and a lot of times it makes us want to give up, because we feel like, what's the point? Like, what's the point of even trying? What's the point of continuing doing the right thing? What's the point of continuing to go to the gym or continuing to eat healthy if I'm not losing weight? What's the point of continuing to just do certain things if you're not seeing the results that you want to see? A lot of times that's just really discouraging, and it makes you just want to not even try anymore. And that is a trick of the enemy. He gets us in those vulnerable states to where he makes us feel inadequate and inferior, and think of ourselves as less than, and that we're not worthy. And sometimes we can get in our own way as well, because if we know, for instance, that eating a donut is not a part of our diet plan or our, weight loss journey, why would we go and do that? But a lot of times it's easier said than done. It's like, you shouldn't be doing certain things. You allow your flesh to get the best of you. So it's like, even though you know it's not right, you still do it anyway. And that's just a part of us being born imperfect, being born into sin, is that the bad, sometimes it outweighs the good, and our flesh sometimes can be stronger than our spirit if we're not doing the things that are necessary to maintain a high spiritual frequency. When we're vibrating at a lower frequency and we're allowing temptation to get the best of us, we allow the enemy to play tricks with our mind. We allow the enemy to tap dance on our future self. We allow the enemy to tap dance on our potential. And we just open up doors for failure in a way. It's like, we know we shouldn't be doing these things, but we're still doing it anyway. And we're not taking the necessary steps to prevent us from doing those things. So if you know that you're on a diet, or I don't even really like using the word diet, but if you know you're supposed to be on a meal plan, or you're supposed to be eating lighter, drinking more water, but you have gallons and gallons of sugary drinks in your refrigerator, or cookies and chips in your sight, instead of preventing it and taking it away, like, you are lessening your chances of success in your diet plan. For us, we just have to take accountability for the things that we're allowing in our life and the things that we're allowing to seep into our spirit, because we open up the door. whether it's intentionally or unintentionally, we always open up the door in some kind of way, shape, or form. We allow the enemy, all he needs is just a crack to slip through and just knock the door down. And then next thing you know, you're completely thrown off track. And now you don't even have the urge to even want to go to the gym. Or you don't even have the urge to want to read your Bible. Or you don't even have the urge to want to pray. Because we've allowed the enemy to gain access into our spirit. And now it's like we feel a detachment from God and from our goals and from the things that we're supposed to be accomplishing. There's a detachment because we've lost that momentum. But when you are on the right path and you're in alignment, there's a momentum. You have a momentum going in it, and it just makes you want to keep going. And there's going to be days where we don't feel like it. There's going to be days where we don't want to push through, and sometimes we may be tired or drained or whatever. But because we've been doing it so often and we've built the habit, now it's easier for us to get back on track and to do the right thing. And another thing too with being outcome oriented is like we're keeping track instead of just relaxing and enjoying the process and just enjoying the journey. You don't want to keep track of every good thing that you're doing. You don't want to keep count. You want to just be in the moment. Just be in the moment and just embrace the journey. Embrace that you're changing. Embrace that you're doing better. Embrace how far you've come. Embrace the people that you're aligning with. The opportunities that you're aligning with. Many times we're too caught up in just the outcome, and we're doing things only to get something out of it. It's gonna be more disappointing when things don't turn out your way if you're so focused on the outcome and it doesn't go the way that you planned, which most of the time it doesn't. Most of the time it doesn't go the way that we want it to. And we get so upset because we're like, our mind is focused on this one thing or this one goal or this one outcome, that it happens in a completely different way. And it's like we get upset, we get disappointed, or we get discouraged or disheartened. And it's like that's because we are too focused on the outcome. And that's something that we just want to keep in mind and keep account of, the things that we are keeping track of when it comes to our growth. Like for instance, if you go into the gym and you're trying to lose weight, okay, and you're weighing yourself every single day. When you're weighing yourself every day, the results are gonna happen slower than you want them to. And it's not even that they're happening slower, it's just that you're weighing yourself every day, so it doesn't look like you're getting any results, because you might lose a half a pound in a day. You might not even lose anything. You might actually gain. That's because you're keeping track of how much weight you're losing instead of enjoying the journey and enjoying the fact that you're actually getting healthier. You're building more stamina. You're increasing your energy levels because you're working out. And it also releases endorphins, so you're even feeling better. Just mentally, you have more mental clarity. But instead, you're so focused on losing weight, and then you're not seeing the results fast enough, so then you give up. So that's something that we really have to keep at the forefront. And also another thing too is we have to always just re-examine our why. Why are we doing this? Why do I want to lose weight? Why do I want to be celibate? Why do I want to get closer to God? Why? What is your why? What is your reasoning for wanting to just be a better person in general? Because a lot of times we don't realize that we're doing a lot of things for the wrong reasons. And we're doing things based off of trauma and the bad habits that were instilled in us as children, as teenagers, and even as adults. So you have to realize and just really sit and reflect on, why are you doing it? Are you doing things for the right reasons? So on the flip side, we have a person that is process oriented. So someone that is just focused more so on the journey, focus on the growth, Focus on the gratitude that you gain when you're going through these things. Because the trick of the enemy, he wants us to feel like the trials and tribulations that we're going through is working against us. And it's for the worse, and it's not for the better. But in reality, if you have faith and you trust God, and knowing that God is faithful to his promises and that he has plans to prosper you, you would know that these things are working out to build you, to help you grow, to help you gain knowledge, to help you gain wisdom, to help you gain discernment, to make you a better person overall, But when you're outcome oriented, and you're not focused on just the process and the molding and the refining that happens during the process, it's going to derail you because you're feeling inferior and you're feeling inadequate, and it's going to make you want to give up. So something that we have to keep in mind is just to be thankful and just be grateful and be humble and know that everything is working out for our greater good. A confident person has an attitude of gratitude. A confident person is going to say to themselves, everything is working out for my greater good. If that relationship didn't work out, or if that date didn't go well, or if this person ghosted me, guess what? God was just moving them out of the way so that I can get closer to my future husband. I wasn't the one for them. They weren't the one for me. So now that is going to bring me closer to my future husband or my future partner or my future wife. You have to look at things that way. And as hard as it may be, because we're so conditioned to think negatively in certain aspects of life, that it's hard to look at the bright side of things. And that's where positive affirmations come in. Like, you literally have to retrain your mind. You have to affirm yourself. You have to speak life into yourself. You have to speak life into your relationships. You have to speak life into your goals, into your finances, into your family, into your children. You have to speak life, love, and light. Because if you don't, you're allowing room for darkness to slip in. And the next thing you know, you're going to be depressed. You're going to be anxious. You're going to be worried. You're going to be walking in a mindset of lack and not walking in a mindset of abundance. So it's like a trickling effect. And that's why it's so important to keep in mind your why. Keep in mind your why and keep those positive affirmations at the forefront. At the end of the day, we all want to see results. We all want to succeed. We all want to know that the things that we're doing is going to pay off in the end, but the thing is, we have to relinquish control of the outcome. Life is going to happen. You have to learn how to just flow. And as humans, it's hard because we're so used to operating in our ego and in our flesh that we want to know what the results are going to be. We want to know whether this person is right for us before we even give them a chance. We want to know whether we're going to lose those 10 to 20 pounds in the next 3 months. We want to know if our diet plan is actually helping. But the blessing is in the process. That's where you find your true purpose, is in the process. You have to just start and just know that God is going to provide. Just like Abraham. Abraham didn't know what the outcome was going to be when he was led by God to sacrifice his son. He didn't know what the process was going to be. He didn't know what the outcome was going to be. But guess what he said? Jehovah will provide. So at the end of the day, we have to know that through the process, through the walking, through the journey, we will find our purpose. But we just have to trust the process and have faith. And I know it is easier said than done. But this is where you do the shadow work. This is where you spend speak those positive affirmations to yourself. As soon as you wake up, before your feet hit the ground, you say a prayer, you acknowledge God, you give thanks, you give him praise for his grace and for his mercy and for his protection and for his provision. Before your feet even hit the ground, before you even open your eyes, before you grab your phone and scroll on social media, you give thanks. And then you get up and you look yourself in the mirror and you say those positive affirmations to yourself before you leave the house. You have to coat your mind with positivity before you go out into the world, because the world is filled with so much negativity that if you don't coach your mind and if you don't get your frequency right and get your aura together before you go out into the world, before you step foot out your house, it's gonna be easier for you to get pulled and sucked into the negativity of the world, the negativity of people and people's weird energy that they carry around with them. If you're watching this video right now, obviously you want change. If you've gotten this far, obviously you want change. Obviously you know that what you've been doing is not working. You know that the way that you've been thinking and the way that you've been operating throughout your life and the habits that you've picked up on is not working. So that's when it's time to really make that change and just step into your greatness. Step into the highest version of yourself. Step into a higher frequency, because once you do that, everything else will fall into place, and then you won't even have to worry about the outcome with certain things, because you're going to be in alignment, and it's going to be inevitable that the life that you want and the person that you see yourself being is going to gravitate towards you. But you have to realize that it's not going to happen overnight, and that's okay. So don't get so caught up in the outcome, because the outcome is most likely not going to happen as fast as you want it to, and that's okay. Keep in mind that the blessing is in the journey. So that's all that I have for you guys today, and I'm so thankful that you guys stayed and watched this video to the end. And I truly, really do hope that this message really touched someone, even if it's just like one person. Like, I just hope that my message gets to you, because when I'm speaking to you, I'm also speaking to myself. Helping you is helping me, because these are things that I didn't have growing up. So the woman that I am right now and the woman that I'm becoming is the woman that I wish I had to look up to when I was in my teens, when I was in middle school, when I was in elementary school. So if I'm helping you, just know that that's helping me as well. And I'm just so thankful for you guys. So I pray that God grants you his gentle grace, and may you take up as much space as you need to in order to fulfill God's purpose in your life. Until next time, guys,